how to get into hobbying and painting. So there's videos like that going up as well. But in terms of the game stuff, I'm more focused on, obviously, majority of my focus is on the game stuff. And I mean, that's the whole fucking map. And I don't have a marker. That's great. That's good to know. I mean, thankfully I know she's there.
The oil claimed this land a long time.
But yeah, as far as the game stuff and that's concerned, I'm definitely going to look into doing some shorter form stuff. It's just, obviously, everything's fallen at around this E3 time. And it's looking like that's all going to have to go on the back burner for now, because I'm trying to cover as much as humanly possible. Which means preparing, editing, and reacting to everything. So I'll react to one conference, and then I've got to edit that video while reacting to the next video. It's just a whole thing at the minute. But obviously, once this E3 sort of games info period sort of ends, I can then knuckle down and focus more on some short form stuff and some other bits and bobs.
New sit tight is in place. The Majut
I'm hoping, even if I only gain a few,
not training another fantabulous little critter that'll hopefully become a distraction for the hoof puff when you confront it. She's called them glitter moths, and the best way to find them is to go talk to Mito. She's asked him to keep them somewhere safe. You'll find Mito at Brightlight. He's a light-headed fellow, but hopefully he'll remember where he stored the moths. They're small airborne creatures with bright reflective wings and a conspicuous fluttering flight.
Right. Talk about adding on. Like quests with extra quests. But yeah, the E3 coverage should be good. It'll be fun. And the thing with E3 is you'll see a very different side to me. Because obviously doing these gameplay things, I'm quite laid back. I'm stiff, to be honest. Obviously, I can hold a conversation. I'll have a conversation with anybody. I couldn't give a fuck. But I'm also concentrating on playing a game, which is something that I've never had to do before. I can normally just play a game and not give a shit. But I'm trying to obviously communicate and be involved and the whole 9 yards. But with the E3 thing, you're gonna I'll genuinely get excited. There'll be things there that I'm not expecting, things there that I think look amazing, and I get very invested. Kind of how say a football fan, or well, yeah, football fan. I suppose it works in both regards, American football or English football.
This place is called
when a football fan gets super into their team and they get excited, edge of the seat, like, oh my god, I get like that with all the game announcements, because this is my, yeah, I am very much all aboard the hype train. I was at the front of the queue for Cyberpunk pre-orders, I tell you, and that bit me in the arse.
And even though you've just met, he feels you're bound to play a huge part in that. Figures that doesn't make it any less worth fighting. You found
that's just how it works, isn't it? Like, I get mega excited about video games and the new announcements and the new games coming out. I'm disappointed that we probably is not going to hear anything about any of the
and how easy it is to let it drive you
Gotham
mad.
City Knights or the Harry Potter game. WB don't seem to be doing that much this E3.
Where you came from, the past bright lights the present.
They've already said that Saints Row isn't going to be the Saints Row 5, so that's a bit of a bummer.
You've had upon the figures that doesn't matter.
Can't
help but shine either way.
But I'm sure it's the same for like you, Greg. When a trailer for a new hype movie comes out, you get proper excited.
There's plenty of it that's still worth saving. Whatever happens to the world, you shone as bright as you could. That matters more than you know.
It's the way to do it, mate. Once the game's in a good enough state to play, then they can have your money. And if they don't get it into a good enough state, they don't get your money.
Believes in the bright things in the world.
I mean, I think it'll get to a point where it's going to be okay for me, because I think the PS5 and Series X patch,
now,
when that eventually comes, will visually fix a lot for the game.
That you're not here to talk about your allies. He assumes you are here to be enlightened. He can't blame you, as everything just feels dark and hopeless these days.
This is a weird game, you know.
There's something about you, like you're knit together. Your fate's connected. What you've said, he feels too. So, why
right, but
me too?
Did you not get excited when they announced they were doing Dune, the new Dune film, or Dune, or whatever you call it?
Afraid,
because I know that was a huge film back in the day, and obviously it's getting modernised.
Believes no one is entirely dark. Even the worst have a spark of good in them. Mito says he's not only into those who shine bright, he likes things that glitter too. He reckons you haven't seen a glitter moth, and says it's about time you did. Even though they're nesting near gone grass, they never run out of glow. Finding yourself a glitter moth would give you that glimmer of hope you need to continue all the way to the end. Glows with delight at your bright passion for the light.
That's the trouble. I got excited about the reboot for RoboCop. Ended up being shite. I got excited for everything they were saying about the new Terminator. It ended up being, in my opinion, actually, it ended up being okay. But still, should have been better than that. With all of the elements that they had, definitely should have been better. The Last Jedi, perfect example. Exactly. It's just one of those things, isn't it? You can't... Like... I actually still think... Yeah. Yes. And the thing is, right, what pisses me off the most, right, is with RoboCop, right, they could have anybody play Murphy. Anybody.
Worthwhile. You can see so much farther.
And then they could have easily dubbed, oh shit, what's his name? Peter... The guy. You know the guy. The guy. I can't remember. He's called Peter or not. They could have easily used him as the voice of the RoboCop. Peter Weller. That's him. Peter Weller. It's iconic, that voice. Like, every time I hear it, he is RoboCop. Like, he's just so distinct. He's so good as well. He's a great actor. But I just think, obviously, he couldn't play RoboCop now because he's too old, and it just doesn't make sense. He could do the voice for RoboCop, though. Yes, it is. You've got to have a strong chin. I keep hearing a lot of people twisting on about, like, The Rock should do RoboCop. No, The Rock should definitely 100% not do. Yes, he did. It was amazing. And that, in my opinion, that's what made it RoboCop. Not the fact that it looks like RoboCop, the fact that they got the guy to do the voice. My biggest concern in the Mortal Kombat game is Sly came back to do the Rambo voice, but they didn't get Arnie in to do the... Arnie was supposed... Oh, God. I don't see that. The thing is, right? You analyze that, and then you're like, well, he was a Terminator, and he didn't do it too bad of a job as a Terminator, but it just wouldn't have been the same. To be honest with you, it would have been too much like Terminator, in my opinion. I think Peter Weller was the perfect choice. And you can only... If you're going to watch RoboCop, in my opinion, you have to watch the director's cut. Where you get all the blood and the gore, because that's the proper way to watch that film. Like, you need to understand what he went through to give you context in feeling for him later on in the film. It's like... God damn it. I hate these fuckers. You little bastard. Punch him in the butthole! Excellent. That's what you want. More go. The thing is, right, I think, and I spoke to Mick about this ages ago. I haven't spoken to Mick in ages, actually, but that's just because he's busy all the time. But we were talking about this, and there is a good... there's a good RoboCop reboot to be made. There just is. That franchise could very easily come back in a big way. I personally think it comes back as a TV show and it'll do really well, because with a TV show you can take your time and you can delve more into backstory and you can give more, because you've got a longer period. Like if you're doing 10 episodes at 40 minutes a go, you're talking what, 8 hours roughly, thereabouts. Like you are starting to get to the point then that you can really delve into the characters, and I think as a TV show it would be amazing. I feel similarly to Police Academy. I think Police Academy is another one of those things that just very, very much there's a good reboot to be had there. But that's the thing, yeah, and they can spend more time on stuff like that with a TV show. I feel in a film they give them like what 10-15 minutes to come to terms with all of these things. I mean, if you woke up one day and you were half machine, you'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah, me and Mick talk about Police Academy all the time. There is the actors are there. It's just getting the right ones, putting them together, and no one's saying that it has to be the same as before. You don't need to have the same characters. Even you could just make reboot the whole thing. But the concept behind Police Academy, I think, is something that would fit well today.
Reflexed.
Like a ragtag group of... Yeah, pretty much. That's all they have to do. Yeah, I think Terry Crews is the perfect Hightower. I think shite, I forgot his name. The main guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. would make a fantastic Mahoney. Like, what I don't get is they like to reboot all of these old things. But in my opinion, they reboot a lot of the old shit. Yes. That also, because he could play that very well. That also would work so well. Like I say, the actors are there. They've just gotta sieve through the pile and pull out the best ones. Yes, very much so. Terry Crews, I feel, is very underrated as an actor. He's got so much to give, and he always gets typecast as the same kind of character. I'd love to see him in some sort of dramatic, more serious piece, because I think he could do it really well.
Out there, waiting for you. That's enough glitter moths to make her plan work. She wants you to stop worrying about the paths you've ridden and focus on the inevitable road ahead, the one that leads to confrontation with the World Eater.
I've only recently started watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think I'm up to season 2. So, like, back end of season 2 or early season 3. I'm enjoying it. I tried to watch it originally when it aired and I just couldn't get away with it. But I'm enjoying it now.
And grotesque at the same time. She means that the hoof puff has had more time
to eat at the have they started airing or they're about to air the final season?
These mountains. So, based on that alone, she reckons it has suffered as much damage as the North. It reminds her of the Gnotes, and like them, it's hoofed. They're just a lot bigger.
Yeah. It very much is. It very much is. Which is sad. Real sad. Ah, yeah, I'll watch it on Netflix as well. And I'm pretty confident I think, don't quote me on this, because I could be wrong, but I think Netflix has paid for the last season to be made, so I'm pretty confident that it's D&D. Well, what a creature.
The stars never give enough light.
Am I at level 20 yet? Yes. This will be interesting. Right, visible wall. Bit old school. Yeah, I do feel like there's I personally think they shouldn't have been making them Terminator movies, the last few. I mean, I can't complain that much. My mate's in the latest one, so at least give him a job. But I really do think that they should have just made a TV series. Like the Sarah Connor Chronicles was a decent TV show, and it was expanding up on the external story, not necessarily like it was additive, shall we say, where I think the movies that they're doing, they're not additive in the fucking slightest, to be honest. Oh, I fucked up big time here. I can get to that shore around the corner and come at it from the back. That shore there. I do feel. No, they're not. It now goes Terminator 2, Dark Fate, 3, and Salvation, and all of them aren't even. Yeah, aren't even canon anymore. Yeah, I do. I have said that for a while at this point. Like, they don't need. They genuinely don't need to be touching that franchise anymore. You've had a couple of goes at it now. It's failed a few times. Move the fuck on. I'll tell you a series that I would like to see come back, because I don't know, I just really enjoyed them, and I know they weren't the most popular. Hot Shots. Hot Shots 1 and Hot Shots 2. Charlie Sheen. I thought they were brilliant. Like, do some more slapstick sort of stuff like that. Take the piss out of, like, the Rambos and the Terminators and all that malarkey in a fun. No, I'm sucking Diesel. What do you mean?
Who'd leave rubber scrap lying around like
that? Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I love Hot Shots. I thought Hot Shots was great. See, if I had to say, like, what my favourite films are, I would say we're talking, like, Hot Shots, anything. Almost, apart from Legionnaire. Anything with Van Damme, Stallone. Like, if it had Van Damme on the cover, I was in. If it had Stallone or Arnie on the cover, I was in. If it had... Oh. And for a little while, I genuinely thought... Ooh. Do you know what? Airplane's one of the things I've never seen, and I love the whole entire cast. Right. See. Right. Favourite Van Damme movie is a difficult one, because they're both pretty much the same fucking movie. But I literally, word for word, can recite... both... Kickboxer and Bloodsport. I just ripped its tooth out. Yeah, Kickboxer and Bloodsport are my jam, like. I love both of them movies. I love Death Warrant as well. Death Warrant is great. Cyborg, not so much for me. Oh yeah, I love Universal Soldier. Dolph Lundgren, well, of course, who doesn't? It's just, for some reason, when I was, like, younger, I actually genuinely thought that I could be Kickboxer. or Bloodsport. I genuinely thought that if I practiced his moves, I would be a professional martial artist. Obviously, that didn't turn out to be the case. Yeah, damn right. I mean, just the fact that it's based on a real geezer was enough for me. Like, oh my god, this is possible. Jesus Christ, he absolutely ripped me a new hole there.
Let's do this again. The story needs a hero.
He's got any teeth to left to pull out. Oh yeah, hard target's a beast. I do like it. Son of a bitch. Got you little bastard. He's a proper little bell end, isn't he? Oh. Smack your cunt. For fuck's sake, man. Christ on a bike. Oh. He's having a right fucking go. Click, click, click. Tie that bastard up. We're nearly done. We nearly got him. Mother of God. Fucking click. I think I've got him. I think I've got him. Down, bitch. Right. So that's 3 of the 4 down. 1 more to go and I think I'm done. But yeah, there's so many mint things from back in the day that they could bring back. I think that's part of the trouble with Hollywood at the minute. We don't really have a Van Damme type. We don't really have... I mean, I suppose you could say The Rock is kind of the Arnie type.
That sealed the
or the Stallone type.
World-eater.
He's kind of a mix of both of them, really.
Out of date.
And I thought Statham was going to be the new Van Damme, but it just hasn't panned out that way.
Of his plan.
Although Jason Statham's new film is brilliant.
Chance to get
really good.
Priorities aligned with yours. Do right by your tribe and the world at large. Just head back to the Ark. He seemed eager to see you again.
Get back to your roots.
She wonders if the rumors she's heard about you finding the Ark are true.
His new one's good. Wrath of Man,
Thinks that's
really good.
Of course, but she also knows.
And I can't remember. I think it's on Amazon.
Happen. With the world recovering, the Ark would be.
It was okay. I felt like it was a.
So much
It
fun.
was trying to be a poor man's Fast and the Furious.
Loves that you did your best to help the world rather than hurt.
And I know you don't like the Fast and the Furious series,
Before he
but
returned.
it's basically what it was.
Any
Poor
idea
man's
who might
Fast.
be joining you on your Arky journeys.
So, what we have here is an opportunity.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of you, so that doesn't count.
If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. The only one we'd want to get away quickly from here is darkness.
But you can't go on without me. Even
You
if
can't deny, though, they make money. They make serious bank.
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone.
What do you think? First of all, what do you think of the original? But what do you think's going to happen with these sequels for Avatar?
Feels deeply honored that you'd want her to come with you. An Ark is no ganote, but she can't pass this up. She's coming aboard. Noko knows she's known for saying things over. Says you should take it easy.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. I mean, in my opinion, it was just modern day Pocahontas. I certainly won't be going to pictures to watch them. Do you feel like this Matrix 4, or whatever it is going to be any good? By all accounts, it's set in between the original Matrix and Matrix 2. Yeah, pretty much, mate. And you don't fuck with Kevin Costner, like. That's my homie right there. I do like me some Kevin Costner. Right. Missions wise, I think we're doing alright. Um, yeah, it's set in between the first one and the second one. That's how they're managing to bring the whole, like most of the cast back. But then I don't think they've brought Morpheus back. It's just one of those things.